We told you that 2021 was going to be a busy one, and here we are, guys. Hello, everyone. My name's Sean, and I'm here hosting our live edition of the Freestar podcast, Unpacked. And it wouldn't be the same unless I was joined with my good friend, colleague, and co-host, Miles Gillespie.
That was such an honouring introduction there. Thank you very much, Sean. How are you, Sean?
I'm good. I'm glad I got that. I had to run it through my head a few times. I'm excited as well. It's Unpacked Day, Miles. We made it.
It's another Unpacked Day. Finally, I feel like I've missed the past few live shows. But
you have.
We are back together for a live episode of the 3-Star Podcast. We've just seen Unpacked, as you mentioned.
Always exciting time.
Another fantastic device.
Miles, listen to this. Another fantastic device. We're really excited, and we're going to get into all the nitty-gritty around that device in due course. Bear with us, guys. However, we have got a lot to get through. It's only March. We're 3 months into the year, and we've already uncovered how many devices? Now I'm putting you on the spot. 3 phones, a laptop, some wearable solutions.
There's earphones, there's a smart tag.
It just does not stop.
It doesn't.
But that's right, we're here all talking around the A52 5G. What a great device it looks like. Well, we've got a fantastic show in store for you all, guys, so please stay tuned. But yet it was only a couple of months ago that we were talking around the S21, a great series of devices that offered something for the real tech enthusiasts, such as yourself.
Just like me. So yes, I actually do use the S21 as my personal phone.
That's big news for you.
You know, we get more than one device, maybe. You know, work and personal, keep them separate.
Bougie like that.
So I actually use the S21 as my personal device because that's the one I use most often. Design, camera.
What have you been enjoying most about it, Miles?
The camera,
and that's no cap. This is serious because
this is serious. I've turned into one of those parents that no matter what my child does, I have to take a picture or video record and treat it like a professional, a professional photo shoot. So for me, it's definitely the camera,
and it does everything that we said that it would do. And you've been happy with it so far. No complaints.
No complaints. I was literally trying to think of a way to answer that. I was like,
I always like to be honest, Miles, because it's no secret. We literally get paid to speak about Samsung and speak good things about Samsung, right? Let's be honest. That's what we're here for.
You've been getting paid.
That's awkward. But what we want to do as well is put this stuff to the test, guys. We don't want you to just take our word for it. Hopefully you've all had a great time getting to know the device as well, whether that's demonstrating it to anyone, telling them about the great features, or in fact, an own purchase for yourself and enjoying it. But don't take our word for it, guys. There's many other tech enthusiasts out there, many tech influencers. Let's hear what some of those have to say around the fantastic S21 series.
At the end of the day, I think Samsung checked the right set of boxes with the S21.
I really do love everything that we get within the native camera app.
Single take mode, 8K video, the director's mode, which lets you record video from multiple cameras simultaneously.
Selfies look really good and come out way less processed.
Samsung's portrait mode is now the best portrait mode in any smartphone.
This new camera design that wraps right into the frame looks super modern.
This feels really nice.
This matte black has been shockingly good at rejecting fingerprints.
Rose gold on the sides, love that combination.
Everything else about this design, I think, is as good as it gets.
Battery life has been really solid.
This is a huge OLED that will finally do 1440p resolution and 120 hertz at the same time.
Split screen multitasking, pop-up windows, edge panels. The phone powers through everything I want to throw at it.
I have no problem recommending this phone. I actually really like it.
So there we have it, guys. It isn't just us that say that the S21 range is a fantastic set of devices. Everyone globally are enjoying that device. But we're here today to talk all things around the A52 5G, a new device that's been announced just moments ago. And this is your opportunity to get more information around the device. We're hopefully going to get hands-on. I'm hoping. I haven't seen the device yet. I really want to see the device. We're going to also give you an opportunity right now to ask any questions that you have. Guys, whatever platform you're using, whether that is Facebook or whether it's YouTube, please populate all your questions down below. We will have a tech expert with us later on in the show to answer all of those questions. We're also going to get some real in-depth knowledge around the device, and there may even be a prize giveaway here or there as well. You don't look like you're in the mood for giving away prizes today, Miles.
Listen, without giving away too much, I want the prize.
I know you do. You always want the prize. Do you know what it is yet? Have we had confirmation yet?
I want the prize. we've had confirmation. It's been signed, sealed, delivered. We are okay to give away said prize. No one's going to get in trouble for receiving said prize. But before we get into all of that, Sean mentioned that the S21 was for the tech enthusiasts like myself, the people that want the very best and biggest of what technology has to offer. When it comes to the A52 5G, we want to know what kind of customer would go for this phone? Who is the A52 5G aimed at, and how can it help benefit them? And to explain that to us, we are going to join Lucy, who's going to tell us all about that right now. Lucy, are you there?
Hey now, listen up. I don't think we've been introduced. We are Gen Z. Who are we? We are the new creatives, the influencers and rule breakers. We are the artists, speakers, and we are the future. With inspiration at our fingertips, our creativity is unfiltered. Well, sometimes. But what do we want? We want our voices to be heard, our messages to be spread. We use social media to share our stories, passions, and ideas with the world. We're more connected than ever, and we are in control of our destiny. We're the new decision makers, and we never stop. We can change the world with a video, start a career with a photo. Can you keep up with us? Prove it.
Thank you, Lucy.
Yes, thank you.
I don't think that bit was live there, Miles. But this bit is. And we are, in fact, joined in the studio by Sam Gale. Round of applause. Yeah, it's Sam Gale. Sam, I am retail trainer. Sam, thank you very much for joining us today. My pleasure. I'm really happy to be here. Yeah, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? On an exciting day. So, Sam, I'm going to be honest. Miles and I know very little about this device other than what we've just seen on the Unpacked show. And we're hoping that by the end of the show, you've brought us fully up to speed on many of the great things around the A52.
Okay, yeah, I mean, personally for me, I've seen the fact.
Oh, right. Showing off like that now.
Flexed on us real hard there. Sam, tell us this then. What's your first impressions on the device?
First impression, right out the bat, is the look. Okay, so it looks absolutely insane. It looks like a premium device. If I was looking at that phone, I think S21 series, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if someone's going to look at that, they are probably bound to buy it. I mean, I would, just by looking at the device.
You know something, you raised a really interesting point there, because we know a lot about all the great stuff that our devices do, all of these features that we're unpacking. We often talk around features and the capabilities, the tech within the device. But you've highlighted there, the first thing is the aesthetics of the device, which are important to everyone, especially this market set that Lucy pointed out there, that are kind of fickle in their approach, because if it looks good, then they're interested, right? So it's really interesting that you raised that as the first point. We still haven't seen the devices yet, but it is time already to give our UK exclusive, and that is our virtual hands-on experience of the device. And for more, I think we need to rope in a good friend of the show, David Wright.
Over to Studio B. David, are you there?
Hello everyone, I'm David Wright, and today we're unboxing a brand new addition to the A series for 2021, the awesome Galaxy A52 5G. Now, the A series has got something for everyone, and the A52 5G is no exception. Now, this phone brings awesome to everyone. I'm excited, and so you guys must be as well. So let's go and have a look at this handset. And here it is, the A52 5G at the top right here. Now, this handset looks really trendy and smart. Well-positioned camera array at the back, but more about that later. The A52 5G has got a 6.5-inch Infinity O display. Great for watching YouTube Premium and having a look at those little pet rescue videos. Now, the back of it itself also has a great kind of textured haze finish, which is awesome because it's got an anti-fingerprint coating on there, so you got no fingerprints when you're actually holding the phone. It's great for really holding in the hand, and it's definitely skinny jeans friendly. Now, it's got a great punch hole, which is positioned top center of the screen, which is really tiny, so you've got minimal interruption to your viewing. On the side of the actual device itself, it's got a volume rocker right there. Below that, it's got a lovely little power button, which is multitasking. When we rock down to the bottom, we've got a 3.5mm jack port and we've got a Type-C charging port. More about that in just a moment. But also we've got a speaker vent for actually putting out that sound. So good people, we want to find out what else is in the box. So I'm going to set this beauty aside. Now, what else is in the box? You get a Type-C to C charging cable. You also get a starter guide and you get a SIM pin for popping your brand new SIM in. This one comes equipped with a 15-watt charging plug, but is able to take a 25-watt fast charging plug right there. So it's a great piece when you're looking at charging. Now, with your A series, this is the first A series device to have 120 Hertz refresh rate on the screen. So this means that you can actually get all your 4K content from your favorite streaming service, like Netflix, all on screen, perfect crystal clear clarity. Now, we're lucky enough to actually have all the colors available for this brand new A52 5G. Here they are. So we've got our white, we've got our blue, we've got our black, and we've got our violet. White is a great color because that's our hero color. Now, let's get on to the awesome cameras. The camera selection is epic with this brand new handset. We have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, so you can take pictures like you remember it. We've got a 64 megapixel camera, and that's the main one for the everyday epic shot. Then we've got a 5 megapixel depth camera to kind of blur out the background, but keep you the focal point of the shot. We've also got a 5 megapixel camera, which is for looking after macros. So all those close-up nature shots, so you can get those lovely flowers or zoom in on that little robin in the tree. The A52 5G main camera is the first A series with an OIS option here. So that's the optical image stabilization. So there's no more blurry shots with a shaky hand. This is really spot on and supports every bit of that shot in a steady motion. Now, when we're looking at camera modes, bright night is for those people that need the great low light shots. You've got single take to get all the content for your TikToks. We've got pro video mode for those sharp content creators, and we've got 4K video snap for those sharp picture takers. When we're looking at performance of 5G, look no further than the Galaxy A52 5G. Performance is extremely well balanced with a massive 4,500 milliamp battery. This is great when you really need power. Talking about power, you've got power saving mode to get you across the line at the end of the day. When you're watching YouTube and checking your WhatsApps, like I do, you need great multitasking and storage capabilities. So the A52 5G has great 6 gig of RAM and 128 gigs of internal memory and is expandable up to 1 terabyte. Not to mention, you got your OneDrive cloud storage option also. Let's not leave that out. The A52 5G's data performance is incredible. It's got a Snapdragon 750G 5G processor. That's great for when you're actually doing your Google calls or your Teams calls, or for gaming. Great speed for cloud gaming. Now, speaking about speakers, top and bottom of the phone, we've got speakers right there, and they are tuned by AKG, so you get crystal clear sound, and it's got Dolby Atmos support, which is great without having a 3.5mm jack. So you can therefore put on your Spotify, turn up the volume, and enjoy your music or your box set. You got security covered with Samsung Knox. You got your on-screen fingerprint, but also if you're out and about and you need to pay for something, you got Samsung Pay, which is fantastic. Now, when you're looking at all of this in this particular phone, the A52 5G is absolutely incredible, and you can use it anywhere because it's IP67, so you can use it out in the rain and not have to worry. Now, guys, here it is, the A52 5G unboxed just for you. What a phone. Wow.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much for that unboxing, David. No one's replying to me.
It's not working. It's not working. But Miles, what a set of devices! What a foursome of devices we have. I've got the awesome blue and awesome black. What do you have?
I have the awesome violet and awesome white. But I'm holding on to the awesome violet as it just so happens to match the top that I decided
as always
to pick today.
Let's show the camera those devices then as we take that shot there. And do you know something? Sam was right. When I pick up this device, it does have that premium look, that premium feel, and I think it's going to go down very well with that particular market base that the device is pretty much designed for as well.
It's not only do I love the look, I love the new design around the camera housing.
So much better.
Very similar to what we did with the S21, which we spoke about at the start of the show. But no, yeah, this design and the color itself and how the violet, I'm not going to get too much into the purple because if you know me, you know I will get carried away talking about all the different shades of purple.
But they look great. They feel great.
Look great, feel great, which is all fantastic. But I know what you guys at home are watching for. You guys want to know all the details, the ins and outs. You want a deep dive. Well, we have heard you say that. Ooh. As you can see, Sam is no longer with us. That's because he's headed over to Studio C. So let's check in on Sam to see and get some deep dive details. Hello, Sam, are you there?
Hello everybody, my name is Sam from the Samsung training team, and today I'm going to be taking you through the awesome new Galaxy A52 5G. Throughout this training, we'll be covering off 3 main USPs, or unique selling points, as well as an overview of the device specifications. These USPs include the quad cameras, design and display, and lastly, convenience and 5G. So let's get started. Right, so USP number 1 is quad camera. The A52 5G comes packed with an amazing multi-lens camera system, all built around a new, sleek and elegant look. We have a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, which has a field of view of 123 degrees, a 5 megapixel depth camera, which is great for creating those amazing live focus shots, as well as our 5 megapixel macro lens, allowing you to get the best out of close-up subjects, such as wildlife. Let's not forget the front-facing camera, which is 32 megapixels for those selfies we all know you love to take. And lastly, our main camera lens. Now, this is special. We have a 64 megapixel main camera, which now includes OIS, or optical image stabilization. This will allow you to capture super steady images using this fantastic bit of hardware in the lens itself. Plus, this is now a first for the A-series lineup. How amazing is that? Hardware aside, we still have some really cool features right in the palm of your hands. One of my personal favorites is Pro Video Mode. This will allow you to adjust all of the settings you like, such as white balance, autofocus, and ISO. But in addition to this, we now have 4K Ultra HD video snap. You can record in amazing clarity and pull an 8 megapixel photo straight from that video, meaning you will never miss that photo-worthy moment when you're recording. Finally, one feature that I'm really excited for, which is actually coming later in the year, is our exclusive partnership with Snapchat. This is our fun mode, where you can use Snapchat filters right from your camera application itself. But more on that later in the year. Now that we've covered off the quad camera, we're going to focus on the design and display, which is our second USP. I don't know about you, but fantastic screen quality is something that I really love to have on a phone. And with the A52 5G, we have done just that. We now have an enhanced, super smooth display with a 120Hz refresh rate. This will give you a super smooth experience when gaming or simply scrolling through the apps you love the most. This is compared to 60Hz on our previous A51 5G. This means our A52 5G will refresh 120 times every single second, which is great for gaming and watching those binge-worthy Netflix shows. And remember, this is also another first for the A-series. All of this is packed into a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED Full HD Plus Infinity O display. I hope you got all that. It's sure to say we have a great screen here, and this is also made out of Gorilla Glass 5, and the back is made out of a reinforced polycarbonate. As well as this, the A52 5G also comes in 4 stunning matte colours: awesome black, violet, white, and blue. One last thing before we move on. This device features such a vivid viewing experience, indoors and out, with the help of the Super AMOLED display. This also has a brightness of 800 nits and a 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio, allowing you to watch content anywhere and everywhere at maximum clarity. I like to remember ABC. A for AMOLED, B for brightness, and C for contrast ratio. Let's get on to the convenience. The A52 5G features the powerful Snapdragon 750G, also with increases to the GPU and NPU compared to the previous A51 5G. This, coupled with 6GB of RAM, will make multitasking a breeze. Switch between Instagram, emails, and even a cheeky play on Xbox Game Pass. Plus get a whopping 128GB of internal storage and add up to 1TB of external storage. So there's no need to delete those apps, pictures, and videos you love the most. If you do want to push your phone to the limits, the A52 5G can handle it. The long-lasting 4,500 mAh adaptive battery lets you chat, stream, and play until your eyeballs have had enough. This will analyze your usage pattern and automatically limit background application usage, as well as turn on power saving mode automatically when you need it the most. And when the battery finally does get low, 25-watt super fast charging puts you back in the game in no time, giving you 50% in just 30 minutes. No Wi-Fi? No problem. A 5G connection gives you lightning fast sharing and gaming, with strictly no interruptions. So with the A52 5G, you get great performance from your favorite apps, anytime, anywhere, at up to 20 times faster upload and download speeds, and 10 times less lag, making 5G accessible for everyone. Let's talk about something really exciting though with the A52 5G brings to the table. For the first time ever on an A series, this device has a water and dust resistance rating of IP67, saving your device from submersion at depths in fresh water of up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. Comparing this to the A51 5G, where we have no water and dust resistance. So, this is definitely a worthy upgrade. Plus, if you want to be extra cautious by the water, why not grab yourself a Galaxy Watch Active 2 and fully submerge your watch, and even track your swimming and other workouts with ease. I've even got one myself. Now that we've covered the 3 main USPs, we wouldn't have an A-series device on our hands without a bunch of other awesome features now, would we? Previously on our A-series devices, we've had Dolby Atmos only when headphones are plugged in. Well, we've now enhanced this. Not only can you use this with your Galaxy Buds Plus, but with new built-in stereo speakers, giving you a rich and immersive 3D sound. So you can listen to your favourite Spotify tracks in the most immersive way possible. But if you don't feel like listening to those tracks out loud, you can always grab yourself a pair of Galaxy Buds Plus for immersive Dolby Atmos quality, and even listen to videos on the go. And alternatively, take advantage of YouTube Premium and its ability for you to listen to and watch videos in the background. As a recap, let's talk about what features are a first for the A series. We've introduced optical image stabilization onto our main camera lens, the super smooth 120Hz display, IP67 water and dust resistance, and lastly, not forgetting our stereo speakers for that 360-degree sound experience. So, what about our enhanced features? The A52 5G enhanced cameras include the 5-megapixel depth and macro lenses, a new vivid viewing experience with our Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display, our adaptive battery with 25-watt super fast charging support, and hyper-fast 5G speeds. But let's not forget, if you're going to make the switch to Samsung from iOS or any other brand, we have you covered with Samsung Smart Switch. Move all of your contact information, content, passwords, and more over with the press of a button. Well, folks, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been Sam, and thanks for learning about the new A52 5G.
Well, there we have it, guys. Not only have we had the official announcement of the devices earlier today, but for the first time in the UK market, we've had a deep dive session already, giving us all the ins and the outs of the devices. Sam back in studio, Miles?
Hello, Sam. I can't hear Sam from Studio 3, so he might have joined us here in Studio One.
Just like magic, there he is. Sam, thanks for joining us. We're keeping you busy today.
Yeah, very busy, very busy.
So, some real good insight there, Sam, and thank you for taking us through that session and for bringing the devices along with you today. We are blessed. Thank you very much. So, you mentioned your first thoughts around the device around the aesthetics, the look and the feel. Very important points. Yes. And I believe that's probably the case for this market as well. But just highlight that journey again through the device, the inner workings of the device. What's great to shout about?
Personally, for me, again, if you're going through the USPs, you've got your awesome screen,
Awesome screen.
Hertz display. Again, great for gaming, watching that content, really super smooth.
And that 120 hertz display, that's, again, a feature that we're more likely to see, or we're used to seeing on our flagship devices. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. And he's a first for the A series.
Awesome. I like that. So, okay, screen, that's an awesome display. That's really important to me. What's next?
Then again, you've got your awesome camera. So some key features for me, definitely the 4K video snap. Absolutely love that feature. So again, if you're recording any content or anything like that and you don't want to miss that moment, again, you can pull out an 8 megapixel still directly from the video.
Especially if you're a big photographer like Miles said earlier on. And as we know, for this customer type, content creation is really important to them. So great. Okay, so we've got the display, we've got the camera. Give us something else.
You've got your long-lasting battery as well. So 4,500 milliamp hours, absolutely insane battery life. Being able to do whatever you want, whether it's through 5G, watching content, anything, you'll be covered.
And you bring up another point there, the one that we're overlooking, because we've been talking about the 5G story for some time now at Samsung, right? And it's available on this A-series device.
Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah, really, really interesting.
What is the story behind that? So
again, you've got all of this kind of great hardware, great software, but we want 5G to be accessible for everyone. And again, having that low price point but fantastic specs, hardware and software, it's got everything.
Oh, that answers my question.
And it's available on the A-series devices as well.
I was going to catch him out, but no.
Me for a second. Fantastic. So we've got a great device here that we can offer to everyone. The guys, all our viewers have been sending in questions, and we thank you all, guys. Continue to do that. We'll get through as many as possible right now. Don't forget to add your name to them so we can give you a shout out as well. But we have a few questions. I'm going to put you on the spot, Sam. Are you ready for this?
I think so. I think I'm ready.
We'll put him on the spot, Miles.
Yeah, I mean, some of them don't have names, so...
Let's see.
The names I give may or may not be inaccurate.
Okay, here's a good one. Right off the top, without a name, unfortunately. You mentioned the water and dust resistancy on the A52 5G device, and you mentioned maybe the spec end of it, the integral protection rating of 6 and 7 or IP67. Can you explain that for us? What does it mean to real people?
Yeah, so basically, if you were to say drop your phone in a puddle, Miles, you a bit clumsy sometimes.
At times.
Sometimes. But it's basically if you drop your phone in fresh water, not salt water, so don't do that. But it's 1 meter for half an hour.
So the device will withstand 1 meter for up to half an hour. And I think if we're being a bit more realistic with that information, I think you're going to be safe if the inevitable happens and maybe a drink gets spilt over the phone by accident, and you can wash it off very quickly and it probably survive in that setting. Miles, a father here as well. I'm sure that if it's anything like my nephews and niece, you give them the phone and it ends up everywhere, here, there and everywhere, and it comes back with some kind of fluid all over it anyway.
True story. My daughter actually threw my external hard drive into the dog's water bowl.
Oh, no, I saw that on your Instagram, actually.
So I wasn't.
No integral protection rating on that, though, right?
There was no IP.
And that's why this is important, guys. And yes, I mean, we live in the UK, right? And what's the UK weather like? 9 times out of 10, it's raining. No need to kind of cover up your head when you're making that phone call now. You can do that in the safety that the device is built to withstand that. That's excellent. Thanks for that. Miles, do you have a question?
Yes, we've got another question here from Leroy, who says, can you remind us of the external storage options available?
Of course, and it's up to 1 terabyte, so 1,000 gigabytes. So that's micro SD card, so whether you're creating content, storing it on your phone, if you run out of storage, just replace it with another SD card.
I just want to jump in here because a lot of times people look at our A-series devices and they look at it as like a rubbish version.
It's not.
They look at it as like a rubbish version or as not as good a version as our S-series. But so far you've mentioned 5G, you've mentioned water resistance, and
it looks great.
It looks great, and now up to 1 terabyte storage. I don't see.
I honestly think what's going to be great about this, let's be honest, the price point is very attractive. We can't escape that because that drives a lot of people's decisions a lot of the time. But what we know now is they're getting these flagship features as well. And like Miles, you identify yourself as a tech enthusiast. You don't care what it costs, what it looks like. You want the biggest and the best out there. for those Gen Zs, as Lucy pointed out there, content-hungry creators, they need a device that's going to last them outside while they're learning about and exploring the world. And this device suits that. But I've got a question for you, actually, Sam. Okay. So I know that I saw you on the Elite Gaming tournament earlier on in the year, or latter end of last year. Yep. And I know you're a big gamer. That's important to you on your device. How does the A52 5G fit into that story? What does it offer us?
Well, you finished it on there. 5G, first of all. Great speeds, less lag, able to game pretty much anywhere, even in crowded spaces as well. Plus, again, I mentioned the 120 hertz display, so it'll be super smooth when you are gaming, playing that content. And as well, Dolby Atmos, but you don't have to have your headphones plugged in.
Oh. Explain.
So basically, if you have your Galaxy Buds, you can have them with Dolby Atmos. And you also have stereo speakers on the device as well.
There's a few features here that, because we work at, I feel like I need to put this up, because we work at Samsung, we're used to hearing about these features, but we're not used to hearing about a lot of these features on an A series device, which is one of the biggest shouts when it comes to the A52 5G. Is that your question?
Yep, that's my question. Yep.
Let me dive into the bank.
But what a great device. I'm getting really excited about this all of a sudden.
Nelson says, great camera features, but what's your favorite?
Okay, so my favorite is definitely 4K video snap. I mentioned that at the start. But if, again, niece and nephews, when we're in kind of the normal again, I want to be able to take those videos, but also grab stills from that as well. And being able to grab an 8 megapixel photo from a video without missing that moment, that's going to be key for me.
Yeah. I think that comes in really handy as well, because you haven't got to make that decision as to what kind of mode to be in. Let's be honest, they're full of different modes and features now. The hardware on there is fantastic, but we haven't got to the human hasn't got to do the deciding, right? We can rely on the fact that video snap is there for us to use to take out those fabulous still images of some great video content as well. Miles, any more questions from the guys?
You were just talking about AI there. Sean, one quick question for you as we're talking about AI. What do you think of the Skynet technology?
That's a reference.
Sean has never watched Terminator. He has no idea what we're talking about. People that have watched the earlier episodes of the 3-Star podcast will get that. He still hasn't watched it. Just wanted to
one day
throw that out.
When you've had the time, really.
No.
He's had it. He's had a year. He's had a year.
Do you know who my bosses are? I haven't had the time.
This is episode 30. We've done a lot of episodes.
But alas, we move on. I see a question here. Shout out to Jordan, Russell, John and Lucy for all joining us. Emily Bowers just loves this phone as well. Keep your comments, keep your remarks coming in, guys. We'll address all of them. But more importantly, your questions. There's a question for both of you here, guys. What's your favourite feature on this device? You've already said video snap. You can't use that this time, all right? Okay. What's your favourite feature?
It's got to be the display. 120 hertz on a phone at this budget is absolutely amazing. Again, me playing my games, watching that content, I want to have that high refresh rate, and it's got it all.
Miles, your favourite feature? And I've got mine, and mine's going to be one that neither of you have mentioned yet.
I'm going to sound like I'm going to the same old, but I'm going to go with the camera, but I'm going to go with single take.
Okay,
Again, people are probably getting bored. If you're getting bored about hearing me talk about my daughter, you clearly haven't seen a picture of my daughter. So let's just bring up a picture of her now.
She's beautiful.
What's that? We haven't got a picture of my daughter to bring up. Fine, moving on. She's beautiful. It just means that I can take pictures of her playing with the dog, her running around, and it's simple. Push of one button captures up to 14 photos and videos for me to choose from. Bunch of filters, a bunch of what do the kids call it? Boomerangs and frisbees and tomahawks and all sorts of great video features like that.
But yeah, I agree, because they're making this, and that is a sign of AI or really work for us technology, really helping our lifestyles. But my one. Let's get to this camera here. I'll tell you my favourite feature, because I love a bit of value. It's the value added fact that I can get the set of Buds Pro. Plus, my apologies, the Buds Plus with the purchase of this A6 range right up until the 27th of April. So that's right, guys. When you're deciding on choosing this device for yourself or with your consumers, that Buds proposition is there, available free for redemption through Galaxy Members app, normally, Sam.
Yep.
And we'll be able to redeem yourself a fantastic set of Buds earables, which are fantastic as well. And you mentioned them earlier when you were on about the gaming.
Yeah, Dolby Atmos directly through there as well, without having to have a wire. Amazing.
Behind the scenes, as I walked into the studio this morning, that's exactly what I was listening to my music through my Buds Plus.
Awesome device, and you could as much say as awesome is for everyone, Miles.
I see where you're going with that. Before we dive into that, Sean. We just want to say thank you very much for joining us, Sam, and
Pleasure.
answering some questions there. Hopefully, we will see you back in.
Give thanks.
Give thanks. We'll see you back in Studio 3. David, Lucy, are you guys? No, it's still not. It's still not working. However, Sean just mentioned something, and it is our tagline. And we want to know whether or not you guys can come up with a better tagline yourselves. And for those sitting there thinking, what tagline? What is the tagline? Check out this.
Awesome screen, awesome camera, long lasting battery life. 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 It's water resistant. Water resistant. Awesome, 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 awesome. Awesome is for everyone.
And wow, there we go. So awesome is for everyone, guys. Remember those great feature sets that we have when we're telling the stories around the awesome A52 5G. So awesome is for everyone. That's the tagline for the device so far. But you wanted to set a challenge out to all of the viewers, Miles, with a prize available as well. Can you give us a bit more information?
Yeah, well, you know, it was one of those things where just sitting at home trying to think of what can we do. We heard this tagline and I was sat there thinking, why didn't they come to me? I could do a better tagline. Then I realized I couldn't do a better tagline. So I was like, let me wait till we go live and check with the guys to see if they can come up with a better tagline themselves. Now, I'm not just asking you for a tagline. I'm not just all give or take with no give. We do have something quite special to give the person who comes up with the best tagline. Sean, do you want to
tell the people then, Miles? Tell them what we've secured for them here on the Freestar Podcast Live Edition.
So you will win yourself a 5-star No. I've been informed that you can actually win yourselves a Galaxy A52 5G. So there are terms and conditions that are now scrolling on the screen.
All terms and conditions are available in the description below, guys. What we want to do, just like Miles said, is to come up with a tagline in the device. So take all of the information that you've learned, whether it was from the unboxing from David Wright, Sam Gale's very informative keynote, or you can even head over, if you're smart, to Samsung Backstage.co.uk or using the app where you can learn a whole load more. That's imperative because to qualify to enter this competition, you need to do two things. Number one, head over to the Backstage after this show and complete your module on the device. That will give you a qualifying vote to allow you to enter. Then in the comments below or the comments of this video on YouTube or Facebook, whichever platform you've chosen, tell us your single line strap line for this device. It's awesome, but how are we going to really escalate how awesome the device is? What's the best things about it? What are customers going to love to hear? All terms and conditions are available in the descriptions below, guys. You have until Friday, that's this Friday, the 19th of March at noon to enter, at which point we will close the entrance, we will decide on a winner, and we will announce them on the next 3-Star Podcast.
Awesome is as awesome does. How about that?
I'd go with more. There's an A52 that would be good for you.
A52, the A is for awesome.
I've got no more. I've run out. But you're the creatives out there, guys. Come up with a better strapline. Remember, put it into the comments below to allow yourself to qualify. You must have completed your A52 5G module on Samsung Backstage. And that's available now. That's live now, I'm hearing. Live. Well done to the team for putting that together. So, Miles, with that in place, that is our first of 2021 live Freestar Podcast episode. Give me one of them. There we go. That's how we do it. Guys, thank you very much for joining. We hope that you all have a great day. We're all looking forward to getting out of lockdown here in the UK, and then we can celebrate by shouting from the treetops all around this fantastic device. Guys, remember, you can find out more information on Backstage Live, which is available on Mondays and Wednesdays on Backstage. All modules and information that you need is available on backstage.co.uk or the app. And of course, to see more of us, you can join us on the 3-Star Podcast, available on all good podcast platforms. That's it from us, guys. A special thank you to everyone that helped us out with the show, especially Sam Gale. And from me, that's a goodbye. And from you,
A52, awesome is the new black. It's like a play on orange is the new black.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. Goodbye.